Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are live on YouTube right now. If you're looking at us from Facebook, we are live on YouTube right now. If you are on YouTube, you stay right there. Don't you go anywhere. We will be back right after this.
Uh, coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right in my life. It's never a wrong time or a crime to get what's yours and to get what's mine. Come on. Coffee time in my life. Coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on. Time in my life. Coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.
And good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. If you are on Facebook, go to YouTube. That's where the show is going to be held from here on out. We started that last week. It's live on YouTube, Facebook. Everybody that's on Facebook, thank you so much for following. But we are live on YouTube. Listen, so this morning we're going to talk about what is our topic? Yeah, rest, release, and get ready for greater. Rest, release, and get ready for greater. If you're on Facebook, go to YouTube. For those of you that are on YouTube, happy Memorial Day. Teresa Bryant, good morning to you. Happy Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. For those of you that are on Facebook, please go to YouTube. We are live on YouTube. I'm getting ready to come on Facebook and just do the YouTube. We're talking this morning about rest, release, and get ready for greater. Rest, release, and get ready for greater. Good morning, Barbara Gray. Teresa Bryant, good morning. Those of you that are on Facebook, thank you for tuning in. Please go to YouTube. So, the most difficult part is really just training everybody after so many years that we've been on Facebook to tell them, hey, we're on YouTube now. So do me a favor, everybody, and share that news. Hey, Yolanda Brooks. Got some things I want to say to you directly and say to everybody about you. Edith Hodges, good morning, Edith. Good to see you this morning. Rhonda Oliver, good to see you, Rhonda. Miss you when you're not here. I want everybody to be praying for Yolanda Brooks. I've got a team of prayer warriors, my parents, everybody. Happy Memorial Day. Yolanda Brooks' sister went home to be with the Lord. Anybody that has ever been in the seat where you've had to say goodbye to someone you love and care about, you understand that is not necessarily an easy seat to sit in. However, all of us have to face it, and it's tough. I don't ever want people to believe just because you have faith that faith doesn't come with fear, that you're not going to be tried, that you're not going to have heartbreak, that you're not going to cry. Faith doesn't exempt us from going through the vicissitudes of life, but it's faith that we hold on to while we travel through the disappointments in life. So Yolanda Brooks, you know I'm praying for you, love you and your family, and believing for God's strength, courage, as well as comfort. Barbara Gray, thank you for wishing her your condolences. Everybody pray for her. It's a tough time. And this morning we're going to be talking about rest, release, and get ready for greater happy Memorial Day. I honor all of you, all of those who have family members that have served. In our military. I honored you this morning. I honored your loved ones who's gone on. Freedom costs. Freedom is not free. And we salute and give honor to all of those who served in our military and who've protected our right to freedom. So many of you, maybe you're off work, maybe you're not. I'm not sure how you invite somebody and share on YouTube. I'm still learning it. But I've got to get a shout out to our sponsors, Fearless Girls. It's not just a gathering, it's a movement. You need to follow them on Facebook. How many of you ladies followed Fearless Girls last week on Facebook? Just put your hands up in there. I just want to see you. If you have not followed them, I promise you, following them will bless your life, change your life. That is definitely something you should do. Put it on your list of things to do. You can follow them on Facebook. They have a number of pages, but it's Fearless Girls. Follow them. You can follow Dr. Teresa White. She's the leader of that movement. I promise you, I wouldn't bring anything to you that I didn't know to be certain and true. Believe it or not, I've been a part of their conferences. It's a great movement. I love it, and you should as well. All right. So, man, I kind of want to start off with there's a song that my parents used to sing. It starts out with "Time is filled with swift transition," and then you go to "Hold to His hand, God's unchanging hand." I was sharing with my daughter last night. We had a precious daddy-daughter moment. Man, we just talked for hours, just she and I. And I respect my children's perspective. And we just had some bonding time, just she and I. And one of the things that she and I talked about is we talked about she was reminiscing. And you know how it is when you're young and you're growing. You have bits and pieces of this, bits and pieces of that, but you don't have the total scope. Your memory doesn't serve you that. And there were a lot of things that she remembered that I was shocked by. And we began to talk about that. One of the things that I shared with her last night, that the disadvantage of having kids when you're young and you haven't found yourself is that as your children grow, you grow. So many parents, including myself, have committed or miscalculated time, judgment, because we were young when we had children. We hadn't matured yet. And I was telling her last night, baby, this is the danger of having kids when you're young, because you're growing with your kids at the same time. We went from that to talking about where we are now, her perspective on things, how she sees things. And we talked about being mad with God, having to overcome things that are beyond us. I mean, it was a very, very good conversation. And one of the things that she and I had in common, we shared, is we both, in some way or another, have been changed by death. I want you to get this morning. Changed by death. Um, death does something. I'm sorry. Death does something to the mind, to the heart, that can't be placed. You can't really place it. Death opens us up. Death is the only thing that really basically open up every door of our emotions. You're sad, you're mad, you're happy. Death hits all sides and all angles of our emotions, so it changes us. One of the things I was telling my daughter last night, and I share with you, just like death changes us, the brain doesn't know the difference between psychological pain and physical pain. There are indentions that are placed on the brain when the brain experiences trauma. So to the depth of trauma that you experience, it also includes a level of damage to the brain. And it may manifest in a multiplicity of ways, whether it's the loss of memory, it could be anxiety, it could be depression, it could be you move from a conservative place to extremism. Now you go to the extreme in everything you do. These are things that happen. It's the same thing with any kind of trauma, whether it's abuse, death, disappointment, whatever the trauma is, it affects the brain. So if it changes the brain, it affects our mind. And a lot of people are demonizing themselves, and a lot of people are being demonized because of some level of trauma that hit the brain that they were unaware of. And as a result of that, it has altered their behavior. It's altered their actions. We're internal creatures. So we see everything internally. So when I get ready to express myself to you, I know my motive. I know why I'm saying what I'm saying. I know where it's coming from. However, when we hear externally. We consider the internals, but we hear externally. When you hear me talk, you hear what I'm saying. Now, we measure the words that are spoken, the words that I say. You measure it against what you know about me. So if I was to get on here this morning and I'm cussing everybody out, just going in, just letting everybody have you blankety blank, 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 blank. If I'm doing all of that, some people who do not know me will get the wrong impression because of what they're hearing me say. People that know me will automatically know something's off, something's wrong. This is not indicative of his character. It's not indicative of his personality. For almost 10 years, he's been coming online. He's never come on and just cussed everybody out. So something has happened. What's wrong? Is he mad? And immediately it sends you in a whirlwind of thought because you're trying to place the actions that I'm giving against who you know me to be. I think I'm talking pretty good this morning. Now, so when people respond, react, it's coming from somewhere. And if we don't know them, we don't know whether to place or where to place their actions. So we identify them based on what they do. Now, the reality is maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe they've experienced some level of trauma that they cannot contain, and they are acting out based on the trauma that has happened to them and the damage that is done to the brain. I really wish everybody would go to counseling. I don't care who you are. I really don't. I think we all need it. Because there's so many things that happen in the recesses of our mind that we cannot articulate, that we cannot cover, that we cannot describe. One of the reasons there's such great offense in families is things that have happened have altered who we are. Now, when our behavior has been altered, the way we respond changes. When our behavior has been altered, the way that we respond changes. When our mind has been altered, when people have done things to us, to offend us, to hurt us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, it changes the scope of our being. Psychologically, we are off. It does not mean you're mentally ill or you're crazy. It just means your mind has been altered from its original state. And what happens is we go through life dealing with so much trauma until the bad becomes the norm. When trauma or the bad becomes the norm, we fit it into our behavior, we become accustomed to it, and we cannot monitor, neither are we able to see the changes that happen in our reaction. But those people who see us externally, if they knew us before the trauma, they can tell us, yes, you changed. Now, it's tough. It's hard to admit we're wrong on anything. It takes a certain level of meekness, because all of us believe that we're brainiacs when it comes to what we believe and what we think we know. I shared with my daughter last night, there's nothing wrong with the way you feel about certain things. You're not wrong for feeling. You're wrong for how you respond. And I say to you this morning, there's nothing wrong with believing. There's nothing wrong with what you know. Here's the issue. Do you really know what you say you know? Because if you know what you know, you should be able to give us the process of thought that got you to the destination where you're creating your point. If you cannot explain what you know, if you cannot show us the process of what you know, I can guarantee you don't know what you know. You just think you know. And the problem with many of us is that we're not taught to know. So now when something happens to someone somewhere, and we think we know, we've been hurt, our mind has been altered because of the things that we've gone through in life, because of the trauma, because of the abuse, because of death, because of disappointment. Our minds have been altered. So now we think we know. So we begin to give our thoughts. We begin to give our mental decree on issues without understanding we've changed. And if we change and our mind has changed because of what we've gone through, it also changes our perspective. So your ability to know is based on how healthy your psychological state is. And I don't care how much God you has, God uses your mind to use you. You don't believe it? Let me show it to you in scripture. The word says, the word, the breath of life, the wind of the word says, with the mind we serve the Lord. So if your mind is not whole, you will falsely perceive who God is, and not seeing God correctly will cause you to incorrectly quote what he says and what he means. So it's important for you to have a healthy mind, because that mind becomes the birth canal. It's the conduit of that thing that God births in your spirit is processed to your natural through the realm and bridge of your mind. So if your mind is not healthy, guess what? Neither are your words. This is how people become mean and they don't know it. I'm just being me. I'm just being 100. Since when is it legal and lawful for you to be 100 and just share whatever you feel? Where is the discretion? One of the reasons we have a brain and a mind is that God has given us the ability to process thought. That means comb through what you should say and comb through what you shouldn't say. And the words that you speak should be full of life. If you are not building with your words, you're tearing down. Sometimes silent is building and tearing down. So we have something that no other species has, and that's the ability to process thought. Don't tell me what you know. Tell me how you got it. When I was in Algebra 2, my instructor in school told me, Pickett, I'm not so much concerned with your answer. He said to me, I'm not really concerned with your answer. I'm concerned with how you got it. Show me the process that you use, because if there is a flaw in the process of your thought, then your answer can be right, but there can be no semen in the soul. The word hasn't taken root in you because it's not built on truth. It's built on opinion. And you've got to draw a line. So when the mind has been altered, how we articulate, how we understand, and how we perceive is also altered. Now, Pickett, what does that have to do with anything? Everything. So the way that we see rest has changed. It's changed. And the reason that we don't see rest correctly is that abuse, in some cases, has become the norm. Stress has become the norm. When we go through the disappointments of life, we are accustomed to hurting. So now we don't give our chance. We don't give ourselves a chance to back away. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. Health issues, we got to keep going. Death, we got to keep going. We don't give ourselves time to heal because life moves so fast. But you got to slow down. Said this to my baby last night. You got to slow down and take authority over your life. Here's how you take authority over your life. Take authority over your mind. If your mind is not right, your life will never be right, because it's your mind that produces your life. How you think, how you feel, and how you choose, all of that happens in the recesses of your mind. And if this is off, everything you touch is off too. All right, let me slow down for a second. I want to read what Edith is saying here. As a social worker, one of the things that was essential was to have the individual talk out the steps to gain understanding on how we got to the current state. That's good. Because we are in a generation of technology and people, we're driven by likes. You know what I mean? How many likes you get on social media? And we're driven by that stuff. We've gotten to the point that we celebrate people who've not even taken the time to learn and have the ability to articulate what they know. We don't even converse correctly. We come up with all these different languages that flow with the times, that you can celebrate, and now somebody is popular and they split in verbs. They don't understand subject and verb agreement, and these are the people that are being celebrated. So when ignorance is celebrated, the culture is disseminated. There's no reason for me to learn if I can be celebrated and I haven't learned. So when we lift up ignorance, ignorance becomes the guard or the instructor for the next generation. So you got to watch what you like on social media. Liking it in some way or another endorses it. And whatever you endorse, whatever you endorse, hear me good. Endorsing is agreement. And I can see where your mind is based on who, how, and what you come in agreement with. So I like that statement that Edith made, and I like the second statement that she made. We must slow down. Lord, I got to say that again. We're moving too fast. We're doing too much. Many of you knew, for a few months. Well, let me give you this. Let me give you this. Originally, I was not going to New York for a few months. I was getting away, but I wasn't coming back here. I know that there's a work for me to do here. I was going to keep my hands in it, of course, and I was going to commute back and forth. I'm still kind of commuting back and forth a little bit, not as much as I was. But I had found a home in New York, got a house in New York. And that time that I was away, no one was pulling on me because no one had access to me. All of the things that my hands were in, I had to release. And I saw just how bad of shape that I was in. You say, what do you mean psychologically? You generally can't see where you are when you're in it. Let's say that again. You cannot assess where you are when you're in it. This is one of the reasons the scripture says, confess your faults one to another. Let me tell you why. Your healing comes through releasing. Being able to rest, that means get away from the things that you're responsible for and give your mind and your body a chance to regroup. Rest teaches you and literally guides you automatically into release. You cannot release without resting. The reason it's hard for us to forgive people and let stuff go, we're not rested. We're running off compound grief. We're running off of compound trouble, just trouble stacked, disappointment stacked. We've not released it because we won't step away. And then we come up with all these excuses. Did you not know that you build your ceiling based on how your words influence, based on what you say? We're snared by the words of our mouth. If I say, well, the reason I don't get away because I don't have time. Well, you just created your reality in your mind. Now, this form of creation is not actual or even factual. It becomes real to you because it's how you believe. As a man or woman thinketh in their heart, so are you. You create your system of belief by how you believe. And a lot of the stuff that we create is only real to us. It does not live or reside outside of us. I don't get away because I have to work. I got bills to pay. How did you get the bills? See, we live life, so much of our life. We're living trying to impress others and keep up with the Joneses until we put ourselves in positions financially that we wouldn't be in if we had nobody to impress. It takes a strong person to be able to live within their means. But when you're a part of this pop culture and you're living for likes pull you out of the realm of your reality. Now you create this world that you're trying to impress, and that is what has you submerged in debt. Succumb to the troubles of this life. It's because you're living to improve. You're living to impress. You got something to prove. Why? Why? Who cares? A few years ago, man, I was living in Mandarin, had a nice place in Mandarin, and nice couple of cars, real nice, and I'm going to be specific because I'm trying to make a point. I had a S63 Mercedes-Benz, a 550 Mercedes-Benz. I had an Audi A6. What I need with all them cars? And I just started feeling like, you know what? It's time to downsize. So the first thing I did is got rid of the cars. Sold them. Got rid of that stuff because, you know, the maintenance on the number one was high. And when I really thought about it, it's like I bought what I wanted because I thought that's what I wanted when I bought it. It's my money that I go to work for. I wasn't stealing from nobody else. And hey, this is what I wanted when he got it. And I'm going to tell you now, I believe it was the wisdom of God. I couldn't really articulate that, but I just felt the need to downsize. So I started downsizing in 2018. By 2019, I had gotten rid of everything. I moved from that nice place in Mandarin that I had. And I moved into a 1-bedroom condo. Just from the place in Mandarin to the condo, that was about a $800 to $1,000 savings. Didn't know why. And it was nice and quaint. You know, didn't have a lot of space, but had enough for me. It's just me. And I started downloading. I had bills that I had to pay off, paid them off, got rid of those cars, got me a car, got me a little Chevy, and the maintenance was low. It's a nice car. I love the car. Got a good deal on the car. Probably the less expensive car I've ever owned in my life. Got a real good deal on it. And I downsized. December 2019, I was debt free. Going into 2020, I was debt free. Couldn't figure it out. And one of my brothers say, what you doing, Piggott? You getting rid of stuff? Yeah, man, downsizing. What's the psyche behind it? I don't know. Just felt I needed to do it. And I did. Here's the beautiful thing. We didn't know COVID-19 was getting ready to hit, but God did. Me downsizing was the wisdom of God. Me listening was obedience. And it put me in a better position because all of us got hit financially in 2020. If I had all that debt, I'd have went under. What does that have to do with you? Everything. Let me tell you why. There's a subtle voice that you hear quite frequently that you ignore. That subtle voice is not trying to take anything from you. It's not trying to rob you. It is preparing you for things to come, but you will not hear it clearly until you remove yourself from everything for a while to get the rest. Sometimes the rest comes in increments. If you're a person of responsibility and there's a lot on your plate, you won't be able to get away for a week. You can get away for a couple of hours. You can work it out where you can get away for 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, and you need to do this daily. Just get away, just down, reset. If you get the rest that you need, the release becomes automatic. I was in New York, negative 17 degrees in the mountains. Listen, the coldest I'd ever been in my life. And I just start releasing things, getting rest, getting clarity in my mind. Then I start seeing the damage that I was doing to myself by not getting away. Then I start getting directions for my life. I start seeing very clearly where I should be, what I needed to release, what I needed to let go. I could not see those things before because there was too much on me. You know, wisdom is a gift. And most people that have the gift of wisdom, if they're honest, they find it hard to manage their own life because the gift was given to be a blessing to others. So even though you have wisdom, that wisdom doesn't necessarily work for you. Works for others well, but when it comes to you, it's a little different. So here's what you have to do. You have to know how to. Kenny Rogers wrote it, and I'm going to quote these lyrics. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You got to know when to walk away, when to let stuff go. But you can't see it, and you won't have clarity on it until you get the rest that you need. One of the biggest sins that we commit daily in America is we don't rest. We know so much, but we don't rest. We think the world and the job and the people cannot exist without us. So we don't rest. Your inability to get rest will hinder God's ability to maximize himself in your life. If I can say it clearly, say it a different way. If you're not getting rest, you're not hearing God correctly. Because the system that God has us on works and flows through rest. This is why the body is set up to sleep. God set it up for you to be unconscious for a certain many hours a day to give yourself a chance to reset. And here's what's happening. We're getting sleep, but we're not getting rest because our mind is still going because we don't know how and when to unplug. I know a lot of people who felt if they didn't do what they did, something was going to fall and crumble. They're dead, some of them. And whatever they had their hands on, it either died with them, but the world kept going. We are killing ourselves because we will not rest. There's a scripture in the Bible where it says Jesus was asleep in the basement of a ship on a pillow. I thought it interesting that they had the writer wrote he was asleep. He wasn't just asleep. He was on a pillow because rest is imperative. I mean, I want to say on the seventh day, God rests. He ceased from labor. And it was on that day that he commanded us, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Well, holiness is connected to wholeness. You can't be holy and you're not whole. Because the part of you that is broken, that does not have a chance to reset, is the part of you that is in violation of holiness. Protecting who you are in him cannot be done if you don't know who you are. You can't protect your mind and you don't have all your mind. I know I'm talking good. It's a holiday, so I'm going to go a little longer because I know I'm talking good. You know I'm telling the truth. When is the last time you turned the TV off or anything that would distract your mind from just resting? So listen, when you're not getting rest, you can't release the stuff that you're holding to because the mind or the body doesn't have a chance to reset. Well, you can't even now believe God for more and greater because now your faith is affected because you don't have rest. When you don't have rest, you open the door for agitation, frustration, you're irritated, you're on edge, you have anxiety, you're snapping at people. It's hard for you to forgive, hard for you to let stuff go. You get this attitude, I ain't got time for nobody. And that's all because you don't have rest. You were not created to be alone. Listen to me, y'all. This is about to get ugly. It's about to get ugly. I understand not trusting people. I understand not letting people in. I understand that. But that has to be met with proper balance. You keeping everybody out, you're keeping the hand that God wants to use in the earth to help you intimately and privately, you're keeping it away because you've had some experience that you can't let go. And I can promise you the reason you can't let it go is you're not getting rest. Now, here's what's going to happen. When your body goes into overload, stuff is going to start breaking down. It could be in your health or your mind. You become unhealthy. Your tension is building in your shoulders. Your tension is building in your back. You've got so many knots in you that a masseuse can't get it out. Your body, depending on your age, is 30 to 50% liquid water, but your body feels like a brick. Because when you take the water in your body and you mix it with the stress that you're going to, you're mixing mortar, cement. Now your body becomes hard. It becomes hard for you to forgive. It becomes hard for you to move on. And before you know it, you look up, you've isolated yourself from everybody. Now you're crying about being alone. Well, the only reason you're alone is you put yourself in isolation. So now it becomes hard for you to hear God. And you feel now the enemy uses that against you. It becomes hard for you to love people and let people love you. See, some of y'all, it's so easy for you to love, but you have a hard time with people loving you. You're too suspicious. Everybody ain't out to get you. The only reason you think that way and you feel that way is you have allowed the enemy to walk you into the corner, into a basement, because you've not gotten the rest you need. You can't hear God the way you should. You can't process. You can't articulate. So now you're suspicious. People make you nervous. So you can't get ready for greater. You can't believe God that things are going to get. It's so hard. It's so hard because you don't rest. You don't drink water. Did you not know the more water you drink, the better you feel and the better rest you can get. Some of you, you walking around here, not only do you not get rest, you're dehydrated. That's why your body is freaking out and you're praying for God for healing. And you're saying, hey, God, why won't you heal me? Why must I go through? It's because you're not drinking water. You're not getting rest. You got to give your body what it needs in order for it to function the way that it was designed and created to. Your body is a machine that was carefully and meticulously created. And it's set up to heal itself. So when your body is not healing itself, it's because it's not getting what it needs. You're lonely because every time somebody gets close, you push them away. You mean. And some of you mean with a nice disposition. You say it kindly, but you're nasty. You're nice, nasty. No, thank you. I really appreciate it. No, thank you. And you're pushing away what God's trying to give you because you are afraid because you've not had a chance to reset. You know, I got convicted again because God has to remind me of some stuff quite frequently. Don't judge me. You the same way. I got convicted again of I have wonderful support, but I need more. And I said, just maybe God allows certain people to give more support to make up for those who don't. And I got a witness in my spirit that was correct. But then I turned around and got another witness. Listen to what this witness said. You're not getting the support you need from everybody that should be given because you're afraid to tell them what their responsibility is in this kingdom building, this kingdomship that you're in. Because you're afraid of people loving you too. You're afraid to receive it. So for everybody that's supposed to be a monthly partner and you not doing it, I rebuke you. Get it together. I'm going to receive because it relieves the load and the stress, and it keeps me being able to focus on the vision. And I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you something about life. Life doesn't allow you to take a break to get yourself together. And then once you're restored, then the world turns. No matter what you're in, no matter what you're going through, the world is still turning. Life is still moving. You don't get a break. You got to learn how to rest, relax, release, let stuff go, and stay in the fight. I know God's been speaking to some of y'all about supporting me more. I know he has. I know there's at least 12 of you that should be giving about $1,000 a month. Here's why you're not. You want to, your heart is there, but you're mismanaging funds. And the reason you're mismanaging funds, everything is off when you don't get rest and you don't drink water. Now you're out in the restaurant and your eyes are bigger than your stomach. Come on, Pickett. Tell the people, Doc. Oh, I'm coming for you today. Come here. Don't you hang up. Don't you leave this live. Don't you dare. Your support, it's crucial to the overall vision of what we're trying to go. Here's where I want to go. Eventually, I need to leave my job so I can focus on this. I can't leave now. As a matter of fact, the reason I spread myself so far is I got to make sure we have what we need because this is going to keep going. And I know some of you faith walkers and faith talkers, you got the right answers. Where God guides, he provides. God's going to provide. God's going to provide. No, God used the hands of people. And if the hands of people are tied, the provision that you need, you will not gain. It's not my responsibility. It's our responsibility. The table that you eat from, you're responsible for cleaning and upholding. You know, there's been so many thieves to come rob you and try and trick you. I try and stay out of that category. And what has happened is staying out of that category has put me in another category where I don't believe in putting pressure on people to give. I don't. So I won't remind you at all. Well, I'm going to remind you. It's up to you to do it. But we have shared responsibility. You never thought about it because you're not resting. Some of you are faithful in your support, and that's good. You should be, because we're in it together. But you got to get rest. You got to drink water. You starting to smell funny. You smell fishy. Because water is a cleanser. It affects how you think. So you're moving by impulse. You become overly impulsive because you're not getting rest. And you're taking finances that God's blessed you with to help establish this and take it further. You're taking that and you're using it in the wrong place because you're not thinking with clarity. So then when it's time to give, you feel bad. The only reason you feel bad is either there is something you're supposed to do that you haven't done, or you've allowed your heart to be a resting place for the enemy to apply guilt. Why do you feel guilty when you've been justified? Whether you're able to give or not, you're justified. Yay! You don't leave because it's time to give, and I'm talking about helping expand, and you feel bad because you don't. No, you don't leave. Father, I thank you that my time is coming. I'm not intimidated because you ask and I don't have. I can't give what I can't have. But here's what God promised. He gave us a promise that he would give seed. Oh, he gives seed to the sower. You got to keep working till you get there. You got to keep believing till you get there. All of us are going to go through seasons of pressure, but it's when you're in pressure that you give. And I keep telling y'all, I'm not the only person you're supposed to be giving to. Talk to them, pick it. They don't want to hear it. I know, Doc. I'm trying to, y'all excuse me. Me and my personalities having these guys. I'm trying to get to them, Doc. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute now. It's a holiday. Don't put too much pressure on me. I'm not the only one. Your seed is supposed to go through the earth. There are other ministry. There are other people that you're supposed to be giving to. Well, the Lord didn't tell me that. He just told me to give to you. Well, obey God. Obey God, but stay open, because the danger of doing what God said is not hearing what he is saying. God deals with us based on the level that we are and the capacity of understanding that we've attained. The more you know, the more he can deal with you. But you're not getting rest. You're not drinking water. You're frustrated, agitated, and irritated. There's very little that he can do with that. So you hinder the plan of God in the earth because you hadn't got rest. And put that fruit punch down. Your urine is yellow. It's supposed to be clear. You're not supposed to go to the restroom and smell it. Ooh, it's getting ugly in here. But I'm talking right. You smell fishy. Y'all got to excuse me. I'm telling you the truth. It's humorous. I'm laughing. But you smell fishy. You're not supposed to smell like that. Your body is missing something. Y'all still taking your sea moss? You're still taking your multivitamins? Are you still healthy? Stop eating all them fried foods. You're clogging your arteries. All that grease clogging up your pores. You smell fishy. You eating too much bread. You starting to look like a yeast roll. Pick it. Man, I'm trying to help the people. Who gonna help them if I don't tell them? Somebody gotta tell them. You carrying too much weight on your knees. Eating all that bread, you're turning into a yeast roll with honey butter. Yummies. Yummies, I need to see you. Don't play with me. And you know I'm telling the truth. Smelling like oyster batter, conch fritters. You ain't supposed to smell like that. If God wanted you to smell like seafood, he'd have made you in the sea. He put you on the land. You don't become one with seafood. You should be one with God. Cleanse your body. Drink more water. Go get your hair done. Spend some time loving on them edges. It's not God's will for you to be bald on the side. Come on. Now let me go through this real quick. There are going to be seasons in your life I call it go season. I said this about a month ago. I'm in a go season. But you better believe while I'm on the go, meaning my hands are on a number of things and I've got to focus. I don't have the time that I used to have. Today is a little different. Get a day off and I get to rest, and it's necessary. But in go season, just because you're on the go and your hands on a number of things, that doesn't mean that you should sacrifice your rest. What's wrong with you? Who raised y'all? You need to chill. Some of y'all so paranoid. Relax. Clear your mind. Go have a drink and enjoy Jesus. Woo, child. Some of you listen to me. Some of your problems is you backed up. You need a laxative. There's this stuff my parents introduced, my mom and dad, they introduced me to. It's called ballerina. It's a laxative. Listen, y'all don't believe me. That ballerina have you around here. You be jumping every 3 minutes because it's going to cleanse everything out you. You need a laxative. Your bowel is backed up and it's affecting your breath and the taste that's in your mouth. You need a cleanser. I'm telling the truth. I know it's funny. Well, it's funny to me, but it's the truth. Yeah. Can I get a witness? Anything might happen today. I feel good. I've been getting sleep and rest. Rest. Black people don't say rest. We don't put a T on the end. It's two S's. You need to get rest. Somebody say, what's wrong with him this morning? I got rest. That's what's wrong. I'm not tired. Been running with Jesus a long time. I'm not tired yet. Oh, been running with Jesus a long time. Some of y'all, you stink. You stinking little devil, you. You need release. Oh. Yamis, I feel led to tell you to bring me breakfast this morning. Let you bless God's man with breakfast, Yamis. So you got to do the right thing. You got to do the right thing about your body. You not getting the rest and the water that is necessary for your body to function efficiently. You're robbing your spirit of the things that God is trying to expand in your mind. I know I'm talking the truth. All right. So make sure you get rest. Make sure you release, and it'll be easier to believe that greater is coming. It's supposed to get better for you weekly. Daily, you should see changes. Small, incremental changes. It's not going to happen at Yamis. Yes, I said it. It's not going to happen all at once. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. But he will give you the grace. He will give you the strength that is necessary for the journey, so that you don't crawl up and quit before your time, because your assignment is serious. You are important to the kingdom, and who God assigned you to, you don't have no control over that. Ask me how I know. There are certain people that are assigned to me. I done tried to push them away in the past. I don't do that no more. I tried to You can't control who you're assigned to. That's God's decision. And the more you curl up in a corner somewhere, the worse it's going to be. People are an extension of God's hands for you in the earth. You can do more, you can get more, and you can be more when you open up your bowels of mercy and let somebody love you. And take a bath while you're waiting for God to do it. Oh, my coffee's gone. Any questions this morning? Y'all still love me? Any questions? I'm going to play one of my favorite songs this morning. That's what I like about YouTube. YouTube allows me to play my music. But when the day is dark and times are thin, there are certain songs that I have to listen to remind myself of the hope. I normally kick in my car probably every day, even in the morning. I start off with this song right here. Hey! Come on, put your hands together right here. Surround me, I know that you are my hiding place. When the enemy surrounds. Come on, we're going to groove a little bit. I got a little bit more I'm going to say to you, but I need to play this song so you can hear it. I hope it encourages you. For your name it say, my hiding place, and I can run. Oh, I can run. Oh, I can run. Can y'all hear it? Can you hear it? Listen. Your wings, and you cover me because you are my hiding place. Oh, open your wings and you cover me because you are my hiding place. For your name's sake, my hiding place, I can run. I can run. Whoa, I can run. Come on, put those hands together. Somebody need to be encouraged. Listen to the words. When the enemy surround me, I know that you are my hiding place. When the enemy surround me, I know that you are my hiding place. For your name is safe, my hiding place. I can run. Yes, I can run. Oh, I can run. Say, oh, I can run. Sorry, y'all. Your name is safe. So these are the things, the songs that I listen to when I get discouraged, because I think being discouraged is inevitable. But what you do with that feeling determines your greatness. And when I feel myself coming down, I'm being filled up with what's going on around me, I start playing some music that's going to encourage me. Now, this is one of the songs. And I'm getting ready to play another one. I'm not going to start it from the beginning. Listen to this one. I love this one too. I played this during Encounter yesterday. This also reminds me of my radio days. You're listening to the Terrence Pickett Show live right here. The time is now 9:53 on this wonderful Monday morning. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Listen, you got to know how to fight. You got to know how to get your joy back. You got to know how to lift yourself up from the desolated place. Get back in the fight and fight. Listen, as this music ministers to you, if you would like to give, make sure you support Coffee Time. Continue your support. Some of you need to pick up your support. Some of you, you're doing good, but you know God's told you to do more. Obey him. Cash App will be on the screen. Don't forget to support Fearless Girls, one of the sponsors to the to Coffee Time. I'm shake when I'm up, I'm shake when I'm down, I'm shake when I'm right, I'm shake when I'm wrong. God makes the money available, because he wants you to use it to support what we're doing here. This one is a classic. It'll encourage you if you just listen to it. It's Dietrich Haddon and Don't Let Me Fall.
When the enemy comes in like a flood, God will lift the standard against me. When my enemies encamp round about me, I will lift my voice up to the Lord. God, don't you hear my plea when I'm down on my knees? Hear my cry. I surrender all that's to you. Please don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. Ooh, don't let me fall. Yeah, yeah. Don't let me fall. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, my. As I walk through the valley of decision, I'm asking you to take me by the hand. Lord, I know that I'm so worthy. With your help, I can be a better man. Lord, won't you hear my plea when I'm down on my knees? Hear my cry. Hear my cry. I surrender all. Lord, I'm asking you, please don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. Oh, don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. Anybody got that testimony, y'all? Don't fall. Don't let me fall. My.
No matter it is, you're safe in his arms. He's holding you up and he won't let you fall.
Come on, clap your hands, everybody.
I've got one more I want to pray for you just to encourage your hearts this morning. Woo!
Hey, come on. Oh, Lord, won't you hear my plea? Yeah, when I'm down on my knees. Hey, hear my cry. I surrender all. Lord, I'm asking you. Don't let me fall. Hey, I surrender all. Lord, I'm asking you. Don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. Whatever you do, Lord. Don't let me fall. Please don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. Don't let me fall. I wish I had somebody in here. Oh, yeah. Please don't let me fall. Don't let me.
As you're encouraged this morning, I'm encouraging you to help give. There's a lot that we're trying to do. I can't do it without you. Thank you for your support over the years, monthly, weekly, whatever it is. If you can do more, do more. I appreciate you. I love you. I got a couple of more songs I'm going to play just to encourage your heart this morning. This next song I'm dedicating to Yolanda Brooks and her family in the transition of her sister. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. Though we're sad, we're also happy and we rejoice. Your sister's in a better place.
It's not given.
Yolanda, your Brooks, this is today dedicated to you and your family.
To the swift, nor to the strong, but it's to the one that endureth until the
Sometimes we don't understand why things happen the way that they do. Sometimes we don't know what tomorrow holds, but we know who holds our tomorrow. And no matter what those things are, you got to remember, God's got you and he's holding you up. All right, I got some more for you. I've got some more for you. Let's rock out a little bit.
These are the songs that we were raised on. These are the songs that brought us over. I don't think we should forget them. I think we need to add to these rather than remove them away. Come on. Everybody lift your voice and say, we come this far by faith.
This is how we get through our storms of life.
Oh, and we're trusting. He never failed. He's never failed. Come on, lift your voice. Oh, I'm singing. Oh, oh, oh. And turn around. Turn around. Hallelujah. We come this far. Come on, say it like you mean it. Everybody say that we come this far by faith. I never give up 'cause I'm leaning on the Lord. Oh, you know I'm trusting. He promised to never fail, God. He never failed. Yeah, I'm singing, God. Oh, oh, he turned around. Here we go. We come this far. Now join me. Come on, say, I will trust in the Lord. Hey, I will trust. Say, in the Lord. I am going to trust. Will trust in the Lord until I die. No matter what I have to go through, I'm going to trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord. I will trust in the Lord till I die. I used to hear Mother Bishop say this. This is the part she said. I am going to stay on the battlefield. Say, I am going to stay on the battlefield. I am going to stay on the battlefield until I die. No matter what comes, no matter what may, I am going to stay on the battlefield. I am going to stay on the battlefield. I am going to stay on the battlefield until I die. Till I die. Yeah, yeah, I will trust. I will trust in the Lord. Come on, say, I
That's my kind of carrying on, and as good as that is, I got another one for you.
I'll give you peace.
Some of y'all don't know these throwbacks.
I'll be your
Don't forget, if you like what we do, you like how we're expanding, you're liking the diversity of what we're doing. This is one of the reasons we're on YouTube. Be sure to give to the Cash App weekly, daily, monthly, whatever you feel in your heart. If you ask me, I think you ought to give $1,000 a week or more. If you don't have it, do what you can. This song is dedicated to Yamis Cole. That breakfast and bring it here.
Oh, just ask in my name. I am the Lord. I can move on mountains. I'll be your strength when you're weary, weak, and torn. Even my problem, I will take care of you. Anything you need, have faith in me. Just ask in my name. Oh, just
Vanessa Robertson, I got a song I want to dedicate to you next. Stay right there.
my name. All things are possible. All things are possible. My faith, impossible. In my name, they can come boldly before me.
I've got a double header coming up next. I'm going to dedicate the first song to Vanessa Robertson. The second song goes back to Yolanda Brooks and Dewan McIntyre.
This indestructible $99.
This next tune is going to bless your life. A matter of fact, I want to dedicate the first one, of course, again to Vanessa Robertson, the second one to Yolanda Brooks and Dewan McIntyre. Listen here. This thing is filled with fire, too. It's going to bless your life. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you give $ sponsor Coffee Time. This is how we're able to do what we do. It does cost to do what we do. It does. Thank you all.
I don't want to embarrass myself, though, because I really go in when I worship. Crazy worshipers. First lady, all I need is a few crazy worshipers. I need a few crazy folk like me. Okay, just tell
Vanessa Robertson, over the years, you've been there. This is for you.
I need the real worshipers now. Exceedingly abundantly according to the power and word. God is able to do just what he said he would. I feel it, lift it, church. He's gonna fulfill it. Tell your neighbor, don't give up on God, 'cause he won't. This is where you go crazy.
Andrea Mitchell, I like that.
Lift it, everybody. Say, come. Come on, close your eyes. Wherever you are, lift your eyes, lift your hands. That's your word. That's your word. Don't you give. Don't you do it. I need some crazy worshipers. Grab your neighbor. Grab somebody. Let's go. I can't hear you. I can't hear you up there. Come on. Little bit louder, please. We're going somewhere. Here they go. Say. on 7 people around there, tell them, healer, yeah, yeah, yeah. Healer, shake somebody's hand to pick you up. So, yeah, 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 yeah. He's a, tell somebody. Don't give up on God.
So it's 10:30 on a Wednesday, and apparently I've sold.
So this next song, I'm going to dedicate it to Yolanda Brooks. Death is never easy, no matter who you are. Even when you know your loved one is in heaven with God, it's still challenging. But Yolanda Brooks, I want you to know your Encounter family, your Coffee Time family, myself and my family, we have nothing but love for you and yours. And we're here, we're praying. You already know anything we can do, we're here. I find out that our strength a lot of times in healing that we're looking for, it comes through those that we have around us. We've got to be a support to each other. We've got to keep each other up. We've got to hold each other up. And we have to remember what the word says. The word is our final strength. Yolanda Brooks, this is dedicated to you and your family.
Just want to cross that river. I want to be free. Anybody want to be free from sin? Hands up. Just want my name. Want it written in the Lamb's book of life. Can I get one witness out there? And when this life is over, I just want to have eternal life. Do I have anybody in Orlando, Florida, in TBN Studios and Live Church? Open up your mouth and say, well done. Well done. Well done. You can come on in. You can come on. Oh. You can come on in. Anybody want to see your loved ones that you lost along the way? I just want to walk those streets of gold. They say the help has never been told. Don't want my singing to be in vain. No, I just want to cross Tell your neighbor, I want to cross that river. Grab your neighbor. Come on, come on. That's why I'm living. I said, grab your neighbor. Day to day, all the crazy people like Dietrich and jump up on your feet. I need a few crazy people that will scream. Anybody want to give him some? Anybody want to give him some? You can come on.
I've got one more that I'm going to play. It's a little old school, but some of us need it before we sign off for now. Who knows what may happen later? But I got one more that I'm going to dedicate to everybody. And this song here, it's very near and dear to my heart. This particular artist got a chance to meet some years ago, and can't nobody sing it like her.
That Jesus shed for me way back on Calvary. Oh, that blood that gives me strength.
It's Fantasia in the blood.
From day to day, it will never lose its power. Yeah, it reaches to the highest mountain, God Almighty, and it flows to the lowest valley. Said it would never, it will never.
I know I told y'all this was the last one, but I can't leave on the low note. We got to end on something fast.
What can wash away my sin? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can
Turn it up, yeah! Oh, just clap your hands like that's the hand. Just clap your hands like that's the hand. Like this everybody, yeah! Let's wake up the church with this old school jam. Shout to the Lord in here. You know that He's good and His mercy endures forever. And the people of God said, they said, what the? And the people of God said, yeah. The people of God said, yeah. Now we serve notice to depression, confusion, all manner of evil and every sickness. You came in a bind, but you cannot stay calm. The people of God, we ain't having it. It's a good day, even though I cried last Tuesday and I was out of cash by Friday. No matter what comes next, I'm gonna stand up and give Him the praise, 'cause this is the day. See the day that the Lord has made. That the Lord has made. Oh, y'all know that one, don't you? Come on and say it. Glad in it. That's it.
this mix going just a little while longer, y'all. I feel all right.
Times in my life when I thought I would never make it. I almost went down, I was out for the count, I was through. But it was then when I thought it would end that I stood up again. What held it for evil got turned it around for my good.
The devil thought it. But that my life was over. He thought I never had. He thought I had no situation.
Sometimes I look back and I don't know how in the world I made it. All of those nights I would cry, my heart so filled with pain. Worry consumed me, my whole life revolved around fear and stress. I'm tired and weak, I just could not compete anymore.
The devil thought he had me. But that my life was over.
It ain't never over as long as God is in it with you.
But this was someone great.
He's getting ready to turn it.
Everybody say he turned it. Come on, clap your hands and say he turned it. Oh, he turned it. He turned my morning into dancing. Let me see y'all clap your hands like this. Come on. Somebody say he turned it. He turned it. We gotta go. He turned my morning into dancing. Somebody look at your neighbor and just tell him, say he turned.
Next tune is my sister.
Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, speak the word and you will be healed. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. Sometimes you gotta pat your own self on the back, yeah, you have to speak victory during the test. And no matter how you feel, Depression is all around, but God is present help. Well, the enemy created walls, but remember, giants, they do fall. Speak over yourself, encourage yourself in the Lord. Oh, as I minister to you, oh, I minister to myself. Life can hurt you so till you feel that nothing lasts. Oh, no matter how you feel, speak the word over your life and you will be healed. Sometimes you gotta look in the mirror and tell yourself I can make it. You gotta remember that life and death lies in the power of your own tongue. Even if nobody tells you you can run on, you tell yourself. Hey, you gotta remember, I'm more than a conqueror. Hey, greater is He that's in me. Yeah. I believe everything that the Lord said about me. Everything that the enemy ever told me, it's a lie, it's a lie, it's a lie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am encouraged. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I
That's my sister Sherry Jones Moffitt right here in Jacksonville, Florida is where she lives, believe it or not. That's my girl. Turn up!
Everybody clap your hands. Yes. 1, 2.
Listen up, let me testify how God's been good to me.
Yeah.
Came through for me time and time, even when I didn't believe. When my life took a real bad turn.
Listen, I've had fun this morning. We went from coffee time to the Terrence Pickett Show. And I feel all right. Make sure you give to $ sponsor Capital Time. It's how we do what we're able to do. I appreciate you. Thank you for your love and your support. Go be nice to somebody today. Remember, I don't have a voice. You give me my voice. If there's no you, there's no me. You were born to win, predestined to succeed. There's nothing that can happen to you today that the wisdom inside of you is not able to handle. You've got to calm down, slow down, be quiet, listen to the wisdom that's in you. When you listen to wisdom, you will always win. Thanks to our sponsors, Crazy Beans Coffee in the JTA building downtown, and Fearless Girls, led by Dr. Teresa White. It's not just a gathering. It's a movement. Be sure to like their pages. Follow them. They'll bless your life. I'm getting ready to sign off from now. After this song gets through playing, I won't be back. At least not right now. Remember to think higher, speak life. I appreciate your love and your support. Let's ride. Go impact your your neighborhoods, your community, and the people that are around you today. Make sure somebody knows that you love them.
Everything I'll ever need is in you.
You know it won't prosper now.
Yeah, just got laid off.
I'm doing good.
House ain't even paid off.
I'm doing good.
Should be afraid, but
I'm feeling good.
all the time you say
God is good. It will come down, down, down. Don't forget who's in control. Walls are falling down, down, down.
they call it down.
Get ready for the new Jericho. You're waiting on God. He's waiting on you.
So what you gonna do?
Hey, yo, 1, 2, 3. Get up, we got victory. No weapon may grow at me.
It won't.
You know it won't prosper now.
Ron, this is crazy.
Hey, yo, 1, 2, 3. Get up, we got victory. No weapon may grow at me. You know it won't prosper now. Storms raging.
I'm doing good.
See the world changing.
I'm doing good.
I know it's not easy. Life can't defeat me.
God is good. God is good.
Come down, down, down. Don't forget who's in control. Walls are falling down, down, down.
Get ready.
Get ready for the new Jericho. You're waiting on God.
You're waiting on God.
He's waiting on you.
He's waiting on you.
With all you've been through, now it's on you. So what you gonna do?
Come on.
Hey, yo, 1, 2, 3. Get up, we got victory.
Yes, sir.
No weapon may grow at me. You know it won't be. Doubt will come, believe me. Sometimes you wonder if it's alright. Hold on tight. It's about to be amazing. When you see what God is making, I can't wait for you to tell me that it's alright. Shine a light and leave room for tomorrow. Expect delays and sorrow. Avoid letters, don't forget what's right. Pray always. Listen to that voice above you. Only let go pride that love you. See you come too far to not arrive on time.
Let's go.
But every time that you've been through, for His glory, God was using you. See, it's only in the darkest night that you really see the stars shine bright so bright in the sky. 'Cause this road won't be easy.
It's good.
Doubt will come, believe me. Sometimes you wonder if it's alright.
Hold on.
Hold on tight. It's about to
You gotta hold on tight, everybody.
see what God is making.
Hey, wait.
I can't wait for you to tell me that it's alright. See, I know dreams can take forever, especially in stormy weather. It's hard to see where the road will end, but good news, your destination is determined. It's selected and predestined. Ain't it good to know you went before you begin? But every time that you go through, for His glory, God was using you. See, it's only in the darkest night that you really see the stars shine bright. That you really see the stars shine bright. So let's ride, 'cause this road won't be easy. Doubt will come, believe me. Sometimes you're wondering if it's alright.
Hold on tight.
Hold on tight. It's about to be amazing.
Yes, it is.
When you see what God is making,
Hey,
I can't wait for you to tell me that it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright.
The rearview mirror is all us. Because where you can, you're only supposed to look back at it real quick. Because where you're going, it's a lot greater. Come on.
Tired of wondering but it's alright.
Two-step.
Cause I see what's coming,
Two-step.
and it's alright. I wanted to give up. Some days I tried, but your head wouldn't let me get. And now I'm alright. I get tired of running,
But it's alright.
but it's alright. Cause I see what's coming,
And it's alright.
and it's alright. I wanted to give up.
Sometimes
Some days I tried,
it's complicated.
your hand wouldn't let me.
Alright.
And now I'm alright. See, I get tired of running, but it's alright. Cause I see what's coming,
See about faith.
and it's
No matter what it is, you got to keep holding on, y'all.
I'm talking to you.
some days I try, but your hand wouldn't let me. Now I'm alright.
Memphis, Tennessee, make some noise right now.
You got to keep holding on.
I present to you right now a woman who is world renowned. Put your hands together right now for the one, the only Miss Kim